Hello, kindly people of YouTube. This is my channel, Tempus Volat, and that is Latin for time flies. And yes, I am a nerd. However, could you tell? Um, y'all can call me Vola. This is my first video. I thought about doing like an introduction video, but no one really cares about those until the channel actually gets going, so I decided to just forgo that. So this is my first video, and it's going to be about the new Fantastic Beasts movie. I know that the movie came out a while ago, but I had to vent about it. So I thought, why not just put my venting on YouTube, because that's a thing people do now. So, like I said, my name is Vola, and here we go. I was surprised by how much I liked Jude Law as Dumbledore. I was not entirely sure how I would feel about that. In the trailer, he seemed kind of, boring, because he wears just like a regular suit, which leads me to ask, when did Dumbledore decide to start wearing flowing robes and shit? Because, I mean, that was quite the change in fashion. But anyway, yes, Jude Law as Dumbledore was a pleasant surprise. And, of course, we got to go back to Hogwarts, which made me really happy. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize that it was going to be a 3D movie, and this is the first time I have seen a Wizarding World franchise movie in 3D, and I've got to say, it made the whole Hogwarts thing so much more amazing. As someone who's never been to any, like, Harry Potter theme parks, this was the closest I will probably ever get to going to Hogwarts. Also, on a side note, I really love the old Hogwarts uniforms, like the ones you see in the scenes between Lita and Newt. Another thing that I liked was Jacob and Queenie's storyline in this one. I know a lot of people didn't really like Queenie's story, but honestly, I thought it was kind of realistic. Like, I could definitely relate to the choice she'd made. I mean, I myself would personally not associate with myself with a Hitler-like character, but I can kind of see where she's coming from, and I thought it was an interesting way to go for a character. It made her character a little more interesting, a little more depth. I loved her in the first movie, but it gave her character a little bit more depth in this movie. And as always, Jacob Kowalski was a fucking treasure. That's all I really have to say about his character in this movie. He was just amazing, as always.
Kowalski.
Oh,
You don't look a day over 375.
And of course, this movie was a gorgeous movie. It was absolutely beautiful. Just like the first one, it was beautiful, a little bit less colorful, a little more somber, which I guess fits quite well with the mood of the movie. The animals, of course, gorgeous. Costumes, love them. It's the 20s, of course, it's gorgeous. Special effects, I mean, I don't know how to talk about special effects, but they looked real to me, so I'd say that's a pretty darn good job by the special effects people in that movie. One small positive thing that I also kind of liked was Credence and Nagini's relationship. I'm gonna get into Nagini a little bit more later, and it's not positive, but maybe I just have such low standards that I'm like, oh look, a healthy platonic relationship. They're working together. Yay, this is a positive point in favor of this movie. Wow, I've set a very low bar for this movie. And, of course, I loved Newt. Newt, he's just such an awesome character, like, the opposite of toxic masculinity. I also, liked, his and Theseus's relationship. I thought it was quite, I don't know, realistic. I don't know if it's realistic. I don't have any estranged siblings, but it's what I would imagine it to be like. They still care about each other, but they also piss each other off so much. And as someone with 3 siblings, yes, I completely relate to that.
that's your brother? I think that might have been the best moment of my life.
But yeah, Newt, of course. Amazing. Such an awesome character. Lita Lestrange. I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of disappointed with her character. I was expecting her to be a lot, I don't know, more than what she was in the movie. Yeah, I liked the backstory that she had. It shared a little bit more of her relationship with Newt when they were at Hogwarts. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I kind of expected a little bit more from her character. And then there's the whole Johnny Depp as Grindelwald thing. I know this isn't specific to this movie because he was Grindelwald in the first one as well. I mean, I don't like to judge the characters based on the actors that portray them. I like to separate their work from their personal lives, so I'm not gonna get into that. But I feel like they could have cast someone else, anyone else, as Grindelwald. Because seeing Johnny Depp as Grindelwald, like personally, it kind of takes me out of the viewing experience, because I don't think that's Grindelwald. I think, oh look, it's Johnny Depp looking real pasty and wearing a weird wig. And it's not like the series needed like star power. I mean, it's a Harry Potter franchise movie. People are gonna see it no matter who is in it. Johnny Depp was unnecessary, and personally, I think a very bad choice for Grindelwald. Another thing I did not particularly like about this movie was the fact that Dumbledore and Grindelwald's relationship was basically completely skipped, which I knew going in, but I found myself just like trying to find hints of it, which you kind of do when you learn about their, I think it's technically an unbreakable vow, the vow thing where they promise not to kill each other.
I can't move against Grindelwald. It has to be you.
You and Grindelwald were as close as brothers.
Oh, we were closer than brothers.
Yeah, I felt like, J.K. Rowling, why do you do this to us? You put in a gay character for like representation, you know, for brownie points, and then when you have the option to expand on that relationship and, you know, give it more depth, you don't. Just why? And Nagini, oh man, probably one of the most problematic things in this movie. I didn't need the backstory of Voldemort's pet snake. I didn't need to know that Voldemort's pet snake was actually a woman cursed to slowly turn into a snake over her lifetime. And that gets into the problematic thing of a person being kept as a pet, which I have so many questions. And one of them is, why would you do this, J.K. Rowling? I know you've done a lot of stupid things since the end of your series, but can't you just not? Anyway, another question. Does Voldemort know that Nagini is actually a cursed woman? Or was he just like, yo, that's a cool ass snake. It also seems to be very smart and almost have, well, you know, human intelligence. I'm definitely not gonna look into that. I mean, what the fuck? Anyway, I'm white. I am not at all qualified to get into the racism of this issue, but I am a woman, so I can get into the sexism of it, and, it's fucked up. That's for sure. And of course, then there's the whole Credence actually being a Dumbledore thing. The only positive thing I can say about this is that I definitely did not see it coming. It was definitely a plot twist. Yay, plot twist. But oh my goodness, why? They could have chosen like some pure blood family that was mentioned maybe a couple times in the original series and then just gone with that. I mean, why did he have to be a Dumbledore? I don't even have like too many real things to say about this. Just why? And then Professor McGonagall. Oh boy. Okay. How do I even begin? Right, so I'm watching the movie, and he mentions Professor McGonagall, and I'm like, oh cool, Professor McGonagall. And then I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure she wasn't a professor yet. This is like the 1920s? Maybe she was alive then, but pretty sure she wasn't a professor at Hogwarts. Anyway, so then I looked it up afterwards, and no, she wasn't even alive yet then. She wasn't born until the 1930s. And that just frustrated me because that means she was just there as kind of like a shout out to Harry Potter fans, like, hey, we still got some other characters from the original franchise here, just for you guys. But then, I mean, Rowling, I've got my problems with you, and I'll probably make a separate video about that, but at least get your lore right. This is your own series, and I, as a fan, should not know the lore of your series better than you do, because you're the author, and I really shouldn't have to say this. So, in conclusion, there were a lot of problematic things about this movie. A lot of things that I did not like, that I thought were unnecessary. But I also did quite enjoy this movie. Maybe it's just because of the Harry Potter nostalgia. Maybe it's just because Newt is just such a darn good character. If you're wondering if I would recommend this movie, if you're not super critical while watching movies, then yes, I think you should watch this movie. If you are super critical, then, maybe don't. I went into this movie expecting not to like it. I honestly say that I kind of did enjoy the story. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to go see it, just go see it. If you don't want to go see it, don't go see it. Make your own decisions, y'all. I'm not qualified to tell you what to do. So, Bola out. See y'all later.